It's Craig.
Egg.
There we go. I was waiting for it. There it is. Welcome back, everyone. Another episode today with a special guest. Introduce yourself, special guest.
Hello, I'm Michael.
There you go. That's the special guest.
I'm not special anymore, though. I was here before, so I'm just like,
You're back again. You're a recurring guest.
oh yeah. Do I get a pay raise for that?
Well, since we don't get
You have
paid,
to come to 3, so
yeah,
Hmm.
I'll give you
Guess
half
I'm
a
not getting
penny.
invited back then.
Half a penny per word.
Yep.
You might get a whole
Oh yeah.
$1 or $2 by the end of this. And I'm not going to count the
Well.
words. You have to count the words.
Oh man. There's an algorithm for that.
I'm sure there is.
That was like 4,000 words. Easy.
That was like, yeah, you just come back 100,000 words, dude. That's how much I said, for sure.
I want $1 for each word. Thank you.
I want $1 per word. I'd go broke. So we're going to finish up. This is the second part of the Spelljammer thing. We've talked about all the new races, new backgrounds, new rules in that sense. And now we're going to talk about ships, how cool they are. They are pretty cool. And the rules for ship combat. And I think that'll be interesting. Ships. So the first ship. Do we want to talk about the first ship? The Bombard.
The Bombard.
Built by the GIF.
Talk about it.
Cool ship. I mean, it's just a ship. This one is like just the most normal out of all of them, I think.
Except it's got a giant cannon.
Yeah, it's a.
Well, it costs 1,000 gold per cannonball, right?
Yeah, it costs
Yeah.
1,000 gold per shot. Yeah, 1,000 gold per shot. You just hope when you buy it, it comes with a few shots. Of course, I'm gonna guess if you got 50,000 gold kicking around to buy a ship, you can afford that 1,000 gold a shot.
Imagine buying this cannonball and then you roll your 16d10 and you roll all 1s and 2s and you don't even break the damage threshold.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That would suck. He like bounces off the other ship, and you're like, "Bastard! I spent $1,000 on that shot."
That's a piece of crap.
The range isn't even like super insane. 2,400 feet for long range, 600 for close. And unless you got a gift to stand there and shoot it, you're gonna get a disadvantage or whatever on that 2,400, right? The ship should come with one hippo man
Does it say
for the
that?
crew.
It has to be a GIF? I didn't see that.
No, it doesn't have to be a GIF, but
Oh,
it's got
just 'cause
close and long range, 600,
This
2,400.
ranged weapon.
And
That doesn't work with those though. That's only firearms.
Yeah,
isn't
that's does it
Are you
count like
sure?
those?
I actually don't know. I actually don't know the ruling on that. I would guess if it has a long range, just like a bow or a gun or anything in the normal game, it has the same disadvantage in normal rules.
I would assume the other way because these aren't weapons. They aren't ranged weapons. They are.
I mean, it says ranged
constructs.
weapon attack.
Isn't that what they?
We're really building up our knowledge.
It's true.
Anyways, pretty basic ship, pretty basic layout. This is just the most boat out of all of them, I think. Just normal boat. It even has a sail on it for some reason to catch the space wind.
Well, because you can sail it in
Hey.
the water. Some of them can go in the water, like this one.
You're right. But
That's
is
what
that
makes this
one
one
puny
really
is that
cool.
one puny sail gonna like make it go very fast?
You bet. Fastest ship in all the land.
Yeah.
Should we talk about like armor class and everything on all these? 15 armor, 300 hit points, damage threshold 20,
I mean,
fly
with the
speed of
exception,
35 feet.
With the exception of 5 of these ships, they're all 15 AC.
Okay, then you know what?
Man, that kind of sucks.
15 AC, yeah, I know.
Hit
Blow it up.
easy.
But they all have a damage. Almost all of them except 2 have a damage threshold of 15.
Whether they're wood or metal, the damage threshold seems to be about the same.
Yeah, the Bombard being one of the ones with the damage threshold is higher. It's a 20.
Which is strange.
What about the crew? It says 12 people. So you're gonna have to hire people and pay them to stay on your ship while you like adventure.
We best be making some gold.
Yep.
Yeah, we best be making some mad gold when we get to this.
50, yeah. 50,000 for the ship, 1,000 gold per shot of cannonball.
Yep.
However much it costs to maintain a crew.
Yep.
Doesn't
Spelljamming.
Like
Gonna
it says,
cost
it
a lot of
needs
money.
12 crew, but it doesn't need 12 crew to run the ship. It just needs 12 crew to fully man the weapons. You only need one person to run the ship.
Yeah, you just need a
Well, it
Spelljammer.
depends on if you're in space or if you're on sea, right?
Well,
Because these
Well, you
can
just-
be. This one is a seafaring vessel.
then
Yeah,
just
this one
like
can land on
float
the
a
water.
foot off the ground, then you're spell jamming,
Nope,
and then you
you
don't need
can't.
to worry about it.
You can't once you hit that gravity, planetary
Oh, that's
gravity.
Can you
Yeah,
not
you
fly anymore?
You need 12 crew to
I
man the
don't
one
know
sail.
how it works exactly.
You have to.
It
Okay.
says like once you hit a gravity plane that's a planet, your gravity plane disengages and you can't do it. But then how do you take off? Can
You
you
have to
like
fly.
fly
That should be the
around
title of your episode. Spelljammer. I don't know how it works anyway.
Yeah.
This already has a title. Man, why did I thought it said you have to be able to fly in the atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, you would have to get to leave. So
Because if
I
you
don't-
land, you just lose your gravity plane. That's it. That's the only thing that
I
happens.
guess what? Why would you?
And if you
ever
can fly,
not
why
be
would you ever
floating
land in the water? Yeah.
then?
Anyways, let's move on.
So you can camouflage. You're like, no, I'm not. This isn't a Spelljammer. This is a regular boat.
It's just a regular boat with a giant cannon on the front. I felt like I read this book, and then you started bringing up all these things, and I was like, "Oh no, maybe I didn't read it close enough."
It's very.
It's very
mm,
vague.
Yes,
It's very vague.
nonspecific.
When it comes to these ships and how they work, it is pretty vague.
Wizards was just
They,
like,
they were just
we,
like, good luck.
we need to write a book that doesn't let you have a rules lawyer at your table. Get rid of them. Not possible.
It'd be perfect for certain people.
What
Next ship?
do you mean?
Damselfly ship, the dragonfly ship.
That's one of the ones with a higher AC. It's got an AC of 19.
That's a cool looking ship. I really like this one. I think this is a cool concept. This is what I wanted out of Spelljammer. Weird stuff, not just a
It
boat in
carries-
space.
It
What do
carries
you
the limit
find?
worth of cargo?
What do you find weird about it? Just the look of it? Because
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything any different.
Yeah, just the look of it.
it's
Yeah,
got
the
pretty
design.
pictures.
The design, yeah. I don't. Yeah, they're all going to function about the same. You can't have one that does some wild thing different than the others. Then
I mean, a few
everyone
of
would
them
pick the
do.
one.
The Bombard has a cool cannon. We haven't got to it. The other ones have tentacles. But this is just sort of an ordinary ship.
Yeah,
It's got high armor though.
But it's got a cool picture.
It's got cool.
it's
I got
not.
high armor though.
Yeah.
This whole, I think that the takeaway. It's been a week since we did the first one. We did that
It's
first
also very
episode,
fast.
and it came out pretty quick right after
Oh,
the
yeah.
books
It's
came
a
out.
quick one.
And the artwork is just fantastic. It's the other stuff that it's the ship stuff that's.
I heard the art in the book is even better than the PDF art.
Oh yeah, I've got the book. It's freaking fantastic. Everything in it is just like amazing.
The Damselfly is also one of the 2 fastest ships.
Oh, is it?
Speed
Its
of
fly speed
70.
isn't. What?
It's a speed of 70 as opposed
Oh,
to
instead of 35,
the
yeah.
Bombard is 35.
That's not very fast.
Yep.
It can go 8 miles an hour.
Ooh, I can run faster than this.
You got like a monk running alongside it.
Yeah. You're flying your giant ship through the atmosphere. That's its
That's right.
atmosphere speed, I assume. And then like a guy on a Lime scooter's down below you, just like hauling past your ship.
That's more than atmosphere speed. That's just like combat speed or whatever.
That's combat speed. Yep.
That's speed of the ship.
Of course, when
That's-
if you want to look into it that closely, like 30 feet per second per round is also. not
Listen,
very fast.
let's just get through these, and then we'll criticize all the weird rules about space and how big
Okay.
everything is. Pretty small ship too. It says you need 9 crew, but it doesn't even look like there's enough space for 9 people to sleep on this thing.
Well, it's because there's like no cargo space.
Yeah.
it's the smallest amount of cargo of any of the ships.
All right, let's move on.
If you add it up, 9 crew, but your weapons are only going to take 7. Plus, you'll need a spelljammer, so you have 1 extra person there.
That's the captain. One of the captain. He doesn't do anything but walk around and tell people what to do. He doesn't participate in the fights. He just goes, fight that guy. And then he stands there and watches you.
Keep fighting, have at ye.
Keep fighting.
Oh,
And
it's the
there's a-
same. It's the same for the bombard. So I think you might be right.
Yeah,
It's
one
2
person's a
less.
captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says captain. It says that there's a captain, a spelljammer who flies the ship, and then the rest of the crew. It like
Yeah.
specifies that. All right, the flying fish ship. The artwork for this one isn't very good, but this just looks like a boat with with fins on it. That's it.
It's like it's the mediocre ship.
Oh,
Yeah,
is this
this is
the
the
middle of
common
the
ship.
road?
Yep.
Everyone gets a fish
It's
ship.
like it's not very fast, not very slow. It's the
It's
low
faster
AC,
than the
it's-
bottom, right? Because it's faster than the bombard.
Yeah, it's barely faster than it's 40 instead of 30 or 35.
It goes
But
4.5 miles an hour.
It's got 250 HP. It's just a regular.
It's
15
perfectly
AC.
average.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
This is the average ship.
It's the lame ship.
It doesn't even. How much does it cost?
20,000.
20,000. That's a practical bargain compared to the bombard. How much was the last one?
20,000 too.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
20 grand. Yeah. That's. I mean, at least I don't have to pay $1,000 per shot. So
Yeah,
this one's got a lot more.
That'll kill you.
Yeah, this has got a lot more space than the damselfly.
It's got cargo room of 13 instead of 5. I think that's in pounds. I'm pretty.
It's got like
right?
a chart room, cargo hold, sail locker, stateroom, crew quarter. Yeah, this isn't bad.
It's in tons.
This isn't bad. This is a cool little ship. It's the least interesting looking, but the most useful so far. All right. I don't have a ton more to say about it. I really want to talk about the ship combat. So, Hammerhead ship.
That's my favorite one.
This is a cool ship. This is a really cool ship. Still cheaper than the Bombard.
Yep. It's a very plain ship as well, except that it has a blunt ram on it.
It's cool. It's long. It looks really cool.
Yeah. I mean, the ships all look very cool, but when you go in and look at their stats, it's like, oh, they're all very similar.
We're recording this one late, but this one's going to be the most editing. I'm going to edit pictures of the ship and the layouts into the YouTube version. So if you're watching
Good
that
luck
one,
to you, sir.
Enjoy. But if you're not, we're talking about pictures on a podcast.
Just play the podcast and then do a screen grab and then grab your book and just mouse wheel through as we talk. Done.
There you go.
All right. 40. That was I said 40,000 gold for this one. Yeah, there's nothing special about this one either.
It's got a blunt ram.
Ram?
Yep, blunt ram. That's the thing. Okay.
Same damage as the
cannon.
1,000 gold cannon, but you're going to take half of that damage.
About to say, yeah, you have to hit your own ship. All right. What's next? Lamprey shit. This one, how do I like this one? The artwork's
The
decent.
small one, man.
It's a small ship. This is a small little ship. This is your oh man, what's it called? What's a small pirate ship? A sloop.
Frigate? Oh,
This is the sloop of space.
Sloops in space. It's got grappling jaws though.
Oh, it does.
Yep.
You could
So you can
grab onto another ship.
Effectively grapple another ship, which is kind of cool.
It's
Yeah.
kind of cool. You fly up beneath and grab on, and then everyone jumps to the other ship. But I'm not gonna.
Unless, hopefully, you've calculated for which gravity plane is going to take over when you do that.
Yeah, true. But we'll get to that. We'll get to all the weird ship combat stuff. 20,000 gold, cargo 6 tons, 15 crew. Jeebus. Maybe it's bigger than I think. It doesn't look that big.
That's got 4 ballista.
Tight,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Tight.
You're right.
tight quarters.
Tight quarters. Yeah, really tight quarters on this. You got those stacked beds.
It's got a crew of 15, and the crew quarters is what? 25 square
Let's see.
feet.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's
Everyone's
like, all
gonna
right.
those triple stack bunks that
Yeah.
are like just big enough for
Yeah,
you
like
to slide in.
bunks. Yeah.
Yeah. Woof. Okay. Let's see. What's next? The living ship.
That's
This
the
one's neat.
one
I like
that
this
can
one.
that can revive its own air, right? That's the one that comes with
Got-
a
Got a
tree.
treant on the back. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a cool ship. This one kind of looks like a big giant pirate ship with like extra wings.
Yeah.
This looks like it's from Final Fantasy. So yeah, this one re-ups its own air envelope, right? So you don't ever have stale air.
As long as the treant stays alive.
Yeah.
Also repairs itself.
Dude, this is the value one so far. 25,000 for this thing. You don't run out of air. Yeah. This is awesome.
And it looks cool.
And it looks really cool. And the artwork's super great. 40 fly
5.
speed, so it's slightly faster.
All it has is a ballista.
You know, we'll get to it when we get to the combat.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. Okay. It's only got one ballista.
Just one ballista is pretty weak, but if it was fast, you could make up for that. But it's not that fast. It's just.
I mean, it's faster than There's only one ship faster than it, right?
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, 40 seems to be pretty standard.
Yeah, 35 on the big one, the first one. All right, what's next? The Nautiloid. These are the.
This one's cool.
The Nautiloid is pretty cool. This is the one
it has
that's
a ton
in the
of
beginning
HP. It's one of the 3 ships or 4 that have the most HP at 400.
Yep, 40
The
fly
Mind
speed.
Flayer.
This is the
This
Mind
from
Flayer ship.
Baldur's Gate.
Yep,
right.
It's in the opening of Baldur's Gate. Yeah, you're on one in Baldur's Gate. They need to finish that game. This one's really expensive though. 50,000. How would you go to buy this thing? Hey, Mind Flayer, you think I could buy one of your big octopus ships?
I think you'd
Oh
steal
yeah,
it.
yeah, you'd steal it. They
It's
shouldn't
got
even have
4
given this one a
ballistic
price.
and 1 mangonel.
That's a mangonel.
And it can plane shift and has tentacles. It's a pretty cool ship. It's like the most unique of all of them as far as stats and what it can do.
Yeah,
I'd need 100 people to shoot the mangonel.
yeah.
Golly.
Yeah. You need 20 people, but at least it has room. It's got a lot of room. It's got a lot of space. Multiple levels. This is a cool ship. This is a really
It's
cool
cool
ship.
that the tentacles can attack too.
Yeah.
It can grapple. And you can, like I said, you can plane shift with it, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that would be. You could just plane shift this thing into hell and
And
start
you can
blasting everyone.
teleport. I guess you can teleport enemies.
What?
It's a melee spell attack.
Yeah, if tentacles
And on
hit
a
somebody.
hit, on the hit, the target must succeed on a con save or be teleported to an unoccupied space aboard the Nautiloid.
So you'd get up there, hit him with a tentacle, and bring someone over to your ship so you can kill him, I guess, individually.
Yeah, I guess.
Are there tentacles on the ship, or are they only at the front?
Well, the whole front of the ship is tentacles.
Yeah, I know. Are there more
It looks
than
like
that?
the whole ship has tentacles. Like the whole hull has tentacles on it.
Where is the
Just on
Spelljammer? The
picture.
command deck at the very top, right, is where the Spelljammer... Because you can only teleport him to a place that the Spelljammer can see.
Yeah.
That's weird.
The
Okay.
bridge deck should be where the Spelljammer thing is, right?
It's on the command deck. It shows it in the diagram.
Oh, I see it.
Yep, little chair all the way at the top.
That's weird that... Why?
So what? You could teleport him close to you, and that's it.
Yeah,
How does that work though?
"Everyone
Because
come stand in here."
the Spelljammer's aware of everything going on, right? Doesn't it say somewhere there that he can?
Yeah, you can feel stuff. Yeah.
I guess it's not seen though.
Yeah,
That-
the
how
not
weird
only
would that
Spelljammer
be?
can see, and that's it. That's a weird wording.
You don't have to be in your chair though. You just have to concentrate. You don't have to be sitting in your chair. You can walk around. It's just a concentration spell to be a Spelljammer. So you can start it up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Go sit in the observation lounge or whatever, and
The observation lounge.
observation deck, whatever it is.
You're lounging. You're getting attacked. You're like, I'm gonna teleport this guy. All right. Sure. 100 gold a shot on the mangonel. 5 people to do it. Yeah.
Wait,
Oof.
where is it? 3. It's on the observation deck is where the spelljamming helm is. That thing at the top is the captain's chair. The
Is that
spelljamming
it?
helm is on the observation
yeah.
deck.
Oh, okay. So he can see out the little the shell window. Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Still, that's not much of the ship you can see, but yeah, sure. Anyways, what's next? The Night Spider.
This one's cool too.
This thing looks
This
like a
is really
mosquito.
cool.
It's metal and therefore has an AC of 19.
Ooh. 50,000 gold for this freaking thing.
It's also 50 tons.
So cargo
does
that
hold-
you can
yeah.
haul around. I
got
don't
a-
understand how whatever. If you're going to be in
It's got a
space,
big
I
old
feel
boot.
like you could just load however much cargo you wanted onto it.
Probably
Also,
it's not. Yeah. I
The
think
only I can see
it's
you
like-
can't take off with it; it's too heavy. But if you're already in space,
you still
kinda-
have mass. You just don't have
yeah.
weight. So you'd still
Yeah.
have a.
And
you
when
still
you're
have
on your
cargo
gravity
when they're-
plane,
but
and
if
it's
you're
so heavy.
actually in space, there's no friction. No matter how much mass you have, as long as you are applying force, you will eventually go.
We're not. Listen, I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now. No physics applied to Spelljammer. This doesn't work. You can't start like bringing in physics stuff. You could say that if you go over your weight, your ship slowly sinks through space and you can't fly forward.
We're sinking into what?
You're gonna
Into
go down
space.
into space. You're just gonna go down and down until you throw crap out of your little atmosphere you have.
We gotta eject some of the cargo. We're sinking in space.
We're sinking.
You're
in
throwing it out, but
space.
it's coming back to the gravity plane. Like, I can't get rid of it.
The picture in the book almost makes it look like the gravity plane splits the hold deck in half.
Yeah, I think it does. I don't know. I can't tell.
I can't really tell. It's really hard to tell.
It's gotta not be. It's gotta be like on the main deck. It's gotta be where it is, right?
I gotta.
No, actually, it does split the whole deck in half because that front part of it is lower.
Yeah, it splits it pretty close to in half. So where's the
So you're, like,
gravity?
walking around. Don't walk around in the whole deck, or you're gonna throw up.
You can't put anything in the hold deck that's shorter than the gravity plane because then it'll stick to the bottom and the rest of it will stick to the. Okay,
You
I
walk
guess
down
it
there
doesn't
and
matter.
just collapse into a singularity, and
I guess it doesn't
Yeah.
matter that it splits it in
game
half.
over.
It's just that if you put something small down, it'll float up to the top and then go back down over and over again.
Every time you land, you're going, man, my cargo hold's all screwed up again. Now I gotta go line things up.
One of these ships has an upside down cargo hold, I think.
That's handy.
50,000 gold for this one. Yeah, 19 armor class said that. Normal hit points. Yeah, just expensive, cool looking ship. A lot of space, tons of space. What's the next one? Oh, it's the crab.
Scorpion?
Oh, sorry, scorpion.
Scorpion.
Looks
It's
like
slow.
a crab.
I
It
love
has a
the
high armor
picture
class.
on here. It's just like a dragonborn running at it like he's gonna fight it.
Let's
Dude, does
go,
it have-
Scorpion.
Does it have walk speed and fly speed?
Yeah, I could
It
walk along
does.
the ground.
Ooh, that's really cool.
Okay, that's kind of cool. You could fly down on a planet and land this thing and just start sieging a castle with it.
Clawing at it with your claw attacks.
Plus, yeah,
And
it has you can use the claws.
Okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. Can you use the tail? No, the tail's like attached via like netting.
Tail doesn't have attack, but you can put a bullet or a mangonel on there.
I'm trying to imagine
Platform up there.
trying to load like a catapult and hitting another ship with it. I guess
This
they
is the
did.
one.
I guess they
This
did
is
it
the one
time.
that has a cargo deck that's upside down.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it does.
So whenever
So-
you do go down to a planet to walk around,
You better
suddenly you're
tie
like,
your
"Oh,
cargo
ow."
to the ceiling.
As soon as you lift off out of the atmosphere, you know, thunk as the cargo slams to the floor.
You gotta tie everything down, dude. You gotta strap all your cargo down. And when you go down there, you have to like flip around. So you have to dive into the cargo deck. Head first.
You got to dive hard, or else you won't make it.
Yeah. Dive hard down into the cargo deck and whoop, land, and then walk on the bottom. Man, why would they make the one ship that walks have an upside down cargo deck? I don't understand.
It's like they had multiple people working on these, and they weren't all talking to each other.
The ship part of this book is making me question.
Or
Which is
they
the
gave
good.
him a copy of the rules, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sure this is just kind of a sum up. I'll make my ship." Like, what?
Yeah.
This is it?
At least it's cheap, 25,000 gold.
Slow. It's a slow ship.
It's a slow boy. It is a slow boy. It is the
They were like,
slowest
we made
boy.
this, but it's half off now because nobody wants it.
It is one of. Well, it's not the slowest. There's one that's slower, but it is among the three slowest.
I don't know. It's kind of cool. I thought it was way cooler until I learned about the upside down cargo. But it'd still be cool. You can walk around,
Captain's like, this ship can walk. You want to see? Yeah, let's
land,
see it.
boom, all the stuff. Every time, as soon
What
as you
was
enter the
that?
atmosphere,
Oh
yeah.
no, the cargo deck.
Every time you dock at a port
Yeah,
somewhere.
all the cargo just falls, and you're like, Jim forgot to tie down the cargo again. That was the box full of China.
Really,
All
it's
right.
like,
China!
Not my China.
what's the worst is like the cargo deck is the deck that you would have to go and get stuff out of when you're docked.
I'm getting more and more disappointed the further we get into these ships.
Also,
They're all really
so
cool, but
if you want to get on the ship, you got to go through the cargo hold hatch.
Yeah.
You gotta
Do you?
climb. Well, I think it's the only way in there. Let me maybe
No, there's
crawl
you can
on
go
a
from the
claw,
top deck to
maybe.
the main deck.
Well, from the ground.
Oh,
Yeah,
Unless
there's
you
a
can
there's
crawl up a claw, I guess. But so you gotta go through the hatch. You gotta climb over all the boxes that have fallen to get to the stairs that take you up the rest of the way.
Are there stairs?
I think it's just a hatch.
It's a hatch with like a ladder. It's got a ladder that
Oh
goes
yeah,
a
there's a
across
ladder
ladder
the
there.
main.
Yep.
What a weird design. What a weird design. Like a cool idea, but a weird like execution.
Weird implementation of it. Yeah.
I like this one because of the claws.
I do like the claws.
I wish the tail had an attack.
Me too. I wish the tail was like a spike that could shoot out and hit stuff.
Yep.
Otherwise, why didn't they just make it a crab and not a scorpion?
The scorpions are cooler.
Yep.
No, they're not. All right, what's next?
Shrike.
The Shrike ship. This kind of looks really.
It is a very fast ship.
Oh, is this the fast ship?
It's one of
Got a
the two
weird-
fastest. Yeah.
It's got weird little legs on the bottom. This
Yeah,
one kind of
it's-
doesn't look a ton different than the fish ship.
Oh yeah, it has the piercing ram.
Oh, you can like spike them. Yeah, you just like run up and pierce
Again,
the side of
same
the ship.
damage as the other ram and the 1,000 gold cannonball.
But your ship takes half again.
Yep.
You'll be all right.
Which is
No,
rough on
you
a
only have
ship with-
250 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be, yeah. This is the suicide ship.
You can go real fast at them.
70 feet, you'll catch up to him, dude. 8 miles. And it's cheap. It's the cheapest, isn't it? 20,000? Was there another one that was below that?
Nothing's
been a
below
couple.
that.
Nothing's
There's a
below
few
it,
that
but
are
there's
at
a
that.
couple.
Okay. I don't really have a ton to say about this one.
It's
It's
got,
not
like,
that interesting.
It's got legs.
It does have little like landing legs.
This one has the main deck upside down on the gravity plane.
I didn't look, does it?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yep. So the top deck, you're standing, and if you go down to the main deck, you're on the ceiling.
Why? There's like you could easily put the gravity plane below both of them. I don't understand.
So if you have a hammock in your room, you're on the top side, and if you're on the ground, you have to get on the bottom side of the hammock.
And
Right later.
say don't dock while I'm asleep. All right.
So like everyone's sleeping, and you're coming up to a ship, and you have to go down and be like, roll to the other side of your hammock, and then everyone has to like climb to the other side of their hammock, and then they all fall into it again.
Yep. Same thing with the cargo deck here too.
Man, that is so dumb. That's so dumb. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm done with this one. What's next?
the space,
Space
galleon,
Galleon.
the shippiest ship of all ships.
The shippiest of all the ships. You're right. That
See,
other
this
one
is
looks
what
like
I
a
want.
galleon.
I
though.
want the Black Pearl in space.
If that's what you're after, this is the ship for you.
Yep.
This is the ship for you.
It's
Set
it's
sail.
not particularly fast. It's average speed, a little less than average.
It's middle of
uh,
the road, dude. It's middle of the road price.
Beefy.
Takes a lot
400
of
hit
crew.
points.
Yeah, 400 hit points. It's got a lot. It's tied for the most,
It's got mangonels and ballista.
but it's very vanilla otherwise. It's like
Got a lot of space.
it's like the better version of the plane ship. It's like vanilla plus.
This kind of, but it looks like the living ship. Like the living ship was just this shape, but with a tree on the back of it.
Didn't have a mangonel though.
You're right. It didn't have a mangonel.
Had a tree where that.
Which
thing
couldn't you
goes.
just? Are they like? I don't. Maybe we'll get to this later. I don't get why they have to have certain weapons. Like there's that many spots on it.
I feel like this one should just have cannons, like regular cannons. Those are
None,
in
none of
D&D.
them have cannons except for that one.
Okay, then we'll add cannons to Spelljammer when we get there because this is getting ridiculous.
Hey, this book all it did was give me more work.
All I did, I like skimmed through the books, the ship section, and just looked at the art and the layout. I was like, ooh, cool, and I kind of saved my reaction to everything else for this, and I'm not pleased.
I was wondering what you were gonna say. I was waiting for like disappointed, but you're like not.
I said
pleased.
I said disappointed once. I was trying to think of something else. I'm not pleased.
I am not appointed.
I'm miffed by this. Okay, yeah, sure. What's next? Squid
The
ship.
Squid ship.
What are those sails?
Ew.
What are those? Look at them. They look
Might be-
like
they might be
flags.
crystal.
They
There's
look
one.
like golf flags.
They're
Yeah.
solar
The-
panels.
The
They're solar
the,
panels.
the next one has their crystal wings, so I think it's the same thing.
Oh, okay, okay. So what is this one? 25,000 gold, 20
This
tons of
one's Glow
cargo.
Boy.
15.
Piercing ram, which will never pierce anything because you're only going 30 feet around.
Yeah, like we gotta sneak up on it. Hopefully it sits
Slow
still
down.
long
Let
enough.
me hit you.
Let me hit you.
I don't know why does it have a ram. It is the bottom 3 in speeds. It's not catching anything except for there's one ship slower than it.
How is it? This art doesn't even make sense. They're on a bigger ship, like looking down at it, like, oh, we're getting ready to fight, boy. How'd they even catch up? There's like a space whale flipping
Big, though.
underneath them.
250 feet keel.
It's long, but it
that's the
doesn't have a lot of.
biggest- That's the biggest one yet.
Is it?
Yeah.
It doesn't have nearly the space. It's
biggest
mostly just squid.
The biggest by far.
Wow.
No, the hammerhead was 250.
Yeah, the
Okay.
hammerhead's 250.
This is like really long, really slow, not a lot of space. At least the gravity plane is underneath all the decks. You can walk around it like normal. I remember reading the gravity plane thing and thinking, ooh, man, it'd be really cool to have an upside down deck. That'd be awesome. Did I say that in the last episode? I don't know if I did. But if I did, I was wrong. That was a bad idea.
It does sound cool, but
it would be
when
fine if it wasn't like the cargo deck.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna need to get in and out of here whenever we dock. Where should the gravity plane go?
What you do is you make the floor out of magnets and have all of your stuff be made of metal.
Yep, there you go.
All right, what's next? Star Moth. Ooh, this one looks really, really
This one has the
crazy.
worst armor class.
This is the Astral Elf ship.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
It has the lowest AC at 13.
And look at the armor class. What it's made of. Ceramic.
Ceramic.
It's crystal.
Nope, it's
Oh.
pottery.
It's pottery.
Shimmering crystal. Yeah, who knows which one it is.
It's a really awesome looking ship. The artwork's incredible.
It is really cool looking.
It's a quick ship.
Is it really fast? Yeah, 50
It's
feet. That's
moderately
pretty
fast. It's not the fastest, but it's faster than a lot of them.
It's 200 feet long,
big.
40,000 gold. What else does it do? It doesn't do anything special. It just has mangonels and ballista.
Nope.
It doesn't.
Nope.
Okay. I thought that thing on the front was going to be
Got
like
a
an
decent
axe.
amount. It's got good hit points, but really that's its only plus.
Yeah,
Cool,
400
the
hit points.
ballista are in the eye holes.
You would have to have good hit
Oh,
points
yeah.
with the 13 AC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're getting popped every time by those $1,000 cannonballs.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And with no higher damage threshold, then you're getting hit every time.
When we get to combat, I don't think we'll have to worry about any sort of cannonballs. We'll get to that. But I don't think that's going to be a concern.
I'm excited to hear what you're wanting to change after we talk about the rules.
Next up is the slowest ship.
The turtle
yeah.
ship.
I like
Turtle
this one.
ship. It's a 19 AC because it's metal, and it can be a submarine.
Yeah, I was
Ooh,
about to say,
that's wicked.
that's cool. Okay, that's pretty cool.
But it is slow.
It's even slow in the water.
Okay, you know what's odd? This one also has an upside down cargo hold, but this is the only one out of all of them that does that says cargo hold, opposite
Reverse
gravity from upper decks.
deck. That's weird.
So are they implying that the other ones have normal gravity in the cargo hold, even though the gravity plane goes through them?
You know, I think that the more we read it, just not even the whole book, just this section.
They didn't think this
to each
through.
other.
Nobody was.
Yeah.
Nobody on this team was saying anything. The guy who created the turtle ship was like, "Oh, if we're gonna cut this, we better tell him." And the other people were like, "Yuck, yuck! Isn't this gonna be funny?"
Retractable ramp tail.
It's cool that it can go underwater,
neat.
but when
Well,
would you need to do
that's
that?
the way in the ship.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
right up the butt.
You go right up the butt, dude. All right, 40,000 gold. Not very long. 30
It is
tons.
the tallest ship outside of the one that you can't actually get.
Which one can you not get?
The next one.
The next one's fancy.
Oh, okay. Let's just move on to that because there's nothing else special about this one.
Or no, not the tallest one is the no, yeah, this is the tallest one.
The
So, yeah,
tyrant ship.
Turtle, yeah, the tyrant ship is the tallest at 100 because it's a sphere, and then the turtle one is at 70. But the tyrant one you can't actually get because it's made and run by beholders.
Oh,
Look at the damage of this thing. So this thing's made of
eye
stone.
stalk cannons. Yeah.
Crews
17
10 beholders. You get 3 eye stalk cannons. They each do 10d6 force damage.
Yeah, this is This is like, hey DMs, did you want to ruin your party's ship?
Here comes the
totally
flying
do
butthole.
Here
The
comes
flying
the giant,
butthole will ruin your whole
the flying
DM.
butthole to take everyone out, dude. Then the beholders just fly over to your ship and wreck you.
Yeah.
You imagine fighting
don't-
10 beholders at once?
I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I was
sounds-
reading through here and I was like, this is the ship to have easily. And then I was like, oh, you can't have it. I see.
This one is like, it sounds nasty, the destructive ray that the beholders do, or you could have 10 beholders on your ship shooting you.
Yeah, that's
Which
what I was
is
thinking.
which is going to do far more damage than
If-
what that beam's going
If
to
you
do.
only need one guy on there to fly it, you leave one beholder, 9 beholders float their meatball self over to your ship and just utterly destroy
Annihilate you.
You guys were level. When did you guys fight a beholder in my campaign? You guys were
Was
like
it
level
16, 17, something like that.
somewhere. It was way up there.
and it was
He
hard.
whooped you. One
Yeah.
of them.
Now 9 of them all at once.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
you can get the barkeep, large Luigi, the happy beholder, to help you out. the best detail in this whole book. He runs an inn and he's the innkeeper, and everyone likes him.
That's from there was in one of the old, I think it was Baldur's Gate for the Xbox. Had a beholder barkeep.
Oh yeah, I meant to look up. I didn't think about it till today, and I never got around to it. To look up the old Spelljammer rules.
I'm reasonably aware of them because I use them to prep our campaign,
Oh, did you?
so I'm pretty familiar with them.
Are they pretty
I've
similar
read
to
some of
this?
them.
They're complicated, very complicated.
Yeah. From what
Okay.
I saw a little bit of it, and it didn't have like the thing I saw was like a general guideline, and it didn't have all the rules on it.
Mm.
And it was like, for if you come into these things, check this other table. And I was like, there's no table
It
here.
was really vague. Well,
no, it was very specific, but I just
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
didn't
very
have all
just
the information.
yeah, it was wargaming back then, wargaming style back then.
Oh yeah.
Rules for everything,
Yeah.
and extra
What
complicated.
edition did that come out in originally?
Second edition.
Oh,
It
okay.
was
Yeah, that
80s,
makes sense.
right? Yeah.
Makes sense that it was complicated. All right, last ship, the Wasp ship. 20,000 gold. Cheaper.
That's your favorite ship, Eric. You love wasps.
You know what's funny is like it looks really cool. Like the sail, like whatever these sail things are when it's landing, looks super awesome.
Oh, yeah, crew of
One
5.
ballista on it. That's it.
Yep, 1 ballista, 250 hit points, 15 armor class.
It's moderately fast.
It's moderately fast, at least.
This one mentions the foredeck is opposite gravity. Same guy made this one as the turtle deck.
As the turtle, yeah,
turtle
the turtle deck. Yep, the turtle deck guy made this one too. He was like, I really like bugs and animals. I'm gonna make ships based on that.
Same thing. He has the way in is the tail, isn't it? I think so.
I think.
Is there a hatch there? I can't really tell.
Cargo
I
hold.
don't know. I want to know what's in that tail there. Like that room.
Yeah,
that is
it's
split
got a
by the
hollow.
gravity
It's
plane.
Oh,
got a
yeah.
hollow space, but no way to get into it, and it's not listed.
It's the vomitorium because you can't.
Yeah, there's just a little tiny hatch and everybody pukes in there.
Yeah, it's just a big floating singularity of puke.
Is that
in the middle 'cause
that's the space
it's the
septic
gravity
tank?
plane.
Yeah, it's just like a little hatch will open and just drain all out into the actual sea. You know?
Yeah, it's the gray water tank. It doesn't actually list it. I don't know why. I don't know even why they bothered to put it there.
It's
Just
weird.
another ship.
He was making it, and he was like, "I'm going to do something with this." And they're like, "Oh, it's due now." He's like, "But I'm not done." And they're like, "We're taking this." And they put it
Also,
in
the gravity plane would cut it in half.
Yeah,
So
that's why I said
like-
it's a singularity of puke. It's just
in half
it's
diagonally.
becoming a black hole in there.
It must be. Look at the numbers on the diagram.
Yeah,
So number 6 is crew quarters, but there's no number 6 there.
yeah, there is. Number 6 is right next to number 7.
Oh, that okay. Why does it look funny? I see it.
I thought it would be cargo, but it's not. Cargo's like
So you have to walk
Where do you see
through
6?
6 is
That-
right. I'll show you on mine.
Oh, is it the one that's?
Looks like super
6
bold.
is right there.
Why is it
Yeah.
bold?
It's all smudged on ours, on the PDF.
Oh yeah, no, it's 6 is
I can see
right
it on yours.
there.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Yep. Just another ship. I thought that the whole episode would be about ships. I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah, when you said you're gonna do a ship episode, I was thinking 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it has taken us like 30 minutes to get through them, I think, but
But now
I guess-
now we get to talk about space combat and how the book is
Yeah.
not good.
let's talk about the
at
dumb
it.
stuff. Like, why aren't cannons in here? Because cannons
So-
are in regular D&D.
Yeah, I feel like we should touch on what the book actually says as far as space combat, which is
All right.
essentially the ballistae and mangonels and the cannon each take like a large amount of actions to fire, aim, load.
Yeah.
Like the ballista, I think are 3 actions total: one to load, one to aim, one to fire.
I can tell you that.
And other
Some
than
of them
that,
some of them are
like,
different.
okay,
Yeah, some of them are different.
so
Yeah.
ships are different. I didn't even say. I didn't.
No. The guns are different.
Oh yeah,
Some of the guns are different. Like
Yeah,
one will have
different.
a mangonel that requires 4 people, one requires 5 people.
yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Anyway, so yeah, the mangonel I'm looking at right now for the turtle ship, 2 actions to load, 2 actions to aim, 1 action to fire. So 5 actions for
Yeah.
5d10 damage.
Yikes.
5d10. That's not
Or-
even like a ton. Yeah.
Or you could just, you could get your longbow out.
And take out quite a few
As
shots.
long as, I mean,
You
if
could have
you're,
5
if you're
people
high
take a
enough
longbow.
level, then as long as you're doing the over the damage threshold, then you're probably doing fine. Anyway, it's a lot, and that's like all you can do. There's someone who can fly the ship, and then there's no other real things you can do.
So, like, how much of this taking multiple actions to load the cannons and stuff, how much of this you think is like they went, okay, we're going to do Spelljammer again. We need some rules for space combat. And then they look at other systems that have space combat and they're like, well, it's not sci-fi, so we can't have them scanning. It's not, we can't have someone managing the shields. We can't have them do, so we're going to make the guns take a ton of actions to use. That's what it feels like. It feels like we don't have enough for these people to do. Or they said right at the get-go, the ships don't really matter. They're going to get close and everyone's going to fight on deck.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's the only way
that's
it's
what they did.
interesting. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what it seems like.
There was complicated rules in the original for
Yeah,
that,
for
and I think
ship
they wanted to get
combat.
away from. I think they wanted to get away from that because it was they were kind of neat, but I was looking forward to them being 5th editionized and made
Yeah.
easy. Like some of them are like you can. I think you spend spell slots. Like the Spelljammer would spend spell slots to propel the ship. And so if you want to have like a chase, like if you're in the Scorpion ship moving 30 feet, someone's flying by in a damselfly, there's no chance.
Yeah.
But if in the old style, you could spend your spell slots. Do you want to spend your spell slots to boost yourself some more speed? There's chances of like fumbles happening and like damaging your parts of your ships that gives your crew things to do.
You're
Little things.
You're really convincing me that we should just take a lot of the old rules and modernize them ourselves for this.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a podcast project? Do we want to post a PDF? We'll have to work on that. Maybe. Coming soon. TM. So what do you want to change? What do you think should change about the ship combat? Because it seems to be just a not ship combat. It seems to, can you fly up close enough to land to get in within range and have your people get on their ship, or vice versa?
There's not really any point to ship combat.
Yeah, it doesn't seem necessary. I mean, even if we gloss over entirely the speed of the ships, as far as like in combat, even out of combat, they're not that fast. The 100 million miles an hour or whatever,
Day.
or miles a day. yeah. Sorry, a day. It still isn't like, it doesn't even make sense as just a MacGuffin travel mechanic.
Yeah, and then you got like the that big cannon, 1,000 gold per cannon.
Yeah.
Shoots up to 2,400 feet away is the max range.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to do that. Just imagine that in your head, how that combat's going to run. I fire a shot. Okay. Move forward 30 feet.
Yep.
I load it up and fire it again.
Yep.
Okay. Move forward 30 feet. That's going to be the whole combat. That's it.
Yep. That's it. That's the whole thing. And the
Ugh.
other ship is going, crap, we're going to move forward 40 feet because we don't have a gun that shoots
Yeah.
that far. We don't have anything that shoots that far. I move forward 30 feet. So if you're in the smaller ship and the DM goes, the bombard is chasing you, it's shooting you with its cannon, you're like, I guess we're dead. Because even if we turn around and fly straight at them, it's going to take a long time to get in range. And he's just going to be able to blast. If they got the money to feed that gun, that's what it does. It doesn't use cannonballs. You
It's just
pour
use gold.
You pour
Gold
1,000
ball.
gold worth of coins into it, and it melted into a cannonball and shoots it.
That was another interesting thing about the old version was the way that like each race had their own spell jamming system. So like
Oh.
dwarves, they didn't. It wasn't just a spellcaster sitting in a chair. Like you had to feed it magic items, and that's how it moved
That's-
forward or did whatever it did. The gnomes had like a mechanical thing. There was one that was like a life stealer one, so it would take hit points to move it. And so there's the different styles of helms, and there's different quality of helms, whether how they move better or move slower.
I'm going to tell you right now, everything you're describing sounds significantly better than what came out in this book.
It sounds better, but when you read the rules, you're like, this is too complicated. I wish there was a 5e version of this. That'd be
Yeah, we
great.
need to meet somewhere in the middle between that and this.
I think we could.
Because
I
this
think
is.
I think if you take some of those options and just build them into ships and have the ships work a little like mostly the same, but have things that make them unique. That's the thing about all the ships. They, as cool as they look, most of them look really awesome. They're not different enough. And I think that's just a 5e problem in general, is like it's the more books that come out, the more everything kind of homogenizes. And this feels like that. This feels like a everything is just in the stew, right?
That was my,
They're both not different enough, and they're different in wrong ways.
yeah, I that was my when I read through the ships, that was kind of my complaint. Is like they're all the same thing.
Yeah.
A couple of them had some neat tricks, but really it's the same thing. It's just what do you want to give your party?
Yeah.
How,
Like I said, they're different in the wrong ways. Like
what is yeah?
you can't have one ship be twice as fast as another ship always. Those ships are just a mismatch. Like you don't. And the faster ship gets to decide whether it fights or not.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, man. I really wanted to like. I really wanted to like Spelljammer. I don't get me wrong. I like everything in the first half of the book, leading up to the ships.
Yeah.
I even like the way the space is laid out, the city, the atmosphere, like the setting is really, really cool, and I can't wait to go through it. This ship combat is atrocious,
And
and
I
the ships.
started reading through the ship combat, and I was like, I wasn't all the way through. I was like, this is going to be really cool. It was like, just get me close, and I'll get on the other ship, and I'll wreak havoc while you guys are fighting. And then I kept reading, and I was like, oh, that's basically all I can do.
That's it.
Every single combat.
We just need to do a campaign where we're all beholders. And we just,
Yeah,
take over
yeah.
the galaxy.
We'll do a beholder campaign.
It's certainly a challenge. What's my favorite D&D campaigns? You guys know is pirates in space.
Yeah.
I've run many of them, and I've looked for many years trying to find a good space combat system. I even made. I don't know if you played that campaign that I did, where I made my own like ship combat. It was just like a Star Trek one I did. I think it was 4th edition. I think it was before you, Eric.
Might have
Where
been.
so I tried. So like pilot had an op thing that he could do, and the comms guy had a thing. It's a tricky thing though. Either systems are usually too easy like this, or too
Yeah.
simplified, where like you've got one guy doing all the jobs and everyone else is just sitting there waiting for the ship to get blown up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or it's too much and it's too much of a board game.
It's like
right.
original
Yeah,
Spelljammer.
it's really
It's
hard to
too
find
much.
that middle ground that makes it a fun event, a fun system,
And I
while
sympathize.
feeling like you're doing something, your character's doing something,
I
rather than
sympathize a
just being
little
a part of it.
in like the spell. I sympathize with Spelljammer a little bit as compared to like a sci-fi setting, because there just isn't. You would have to come up with things for people to do on like a fantasy ship, as opposed to a sci-fi ship. A sci-fi ship, there's a lot of different sci-fi things everyone can do, but on
They
a
could have done
boat
that
in
though. You
space,
could call them solar winds and have someone
there's
that's their
solar
turn.
winds. Yeah,
I'm the guy on the sails.
yeah, on the sails,
I'm
catching the
rolling
solar
to
winds.
catch the wind, and you've got somebody who's
The
manning the
astral.
weapons. You can have weapons on both sides. I'm sure you could come up with
Yeah,
something.
and they already have a thing that like shows you like projects what is in the solar system and where you are in it. They could have had something similar to that be like your radar or
yeah,
scanning.
your navigator guy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. The more we talk about it, the more I want to do it. I'd like to gather ideas from you guys for what we think should be different, and then I can put together a PDF of updated rules.
I mean, I think Michael's already doing that.
Yeah, I'm already.
Yeah.
I'm debating. So like a whole campaign, I've been wanting to do this for our
Yes.
campaign, and so I've been
Uh-huh.
trying to come up with thinking of ideas, looking forward to this book to fill those ideas for me, which it did not any. I don't need
Yeah.
this book at all. It didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
There's no help. There's no DM help at all. Like how do you make a system? What's in the system? And nothing in there is in
Yeah.
there. Combat's terrible. I'm like, I don't know whether I want to like. Should we go into playing with Spelljammer, playing in space, and doing all that stuff in fantasy, or would we just pick a better system that's geared towards that? That's the question.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
the space. Yeah, we're not going to use the space
Vanilla
combat
rules
that it has given
anyways.
us. Will not
Yeah.
be used because it's just
Yeah.
there's nothing happening.
I kind of get the idea of like why they would make it like that because it is hard to make interesting space combat when you've got people that can throw fireballs or throw eldritch blasts, however many feet those things go.
They don't go that far. They don't go 2,400 feet. Or
It'd
Well,
be
they
a lot
go-
cooler if they were like you had cannons that you can throw in different spells, and the higher the spell, the more damage it does.
That'd
or
be cool.
something.
Spend a
Spell
spell slot
activated,
to charge up a cannon.
Yeah, and then it
Yeah,
does
that
the
would be
damage.
that is obviously a thing. But then what do you do with your martial classes?
Have
Well-
them on like ballistas or something. So I mean, at least your rangers
Have them on
would be
regular cannons.
better, and where they
Still-
can shoot it by themselves. I don't
But,
understand
like,
why
if-
it takes 6 people to shoot a ballista.
Charisma check to help your crew out to fire.
Yeah, or like we were saying,
You've
if you
got it,
have
lads.
if you've got the solar winds thing and you're having to catch and you're having to maybe that's like a bonus movement speed thing. You have a flat move speed, but if you can catch this whatever this space wind is, it'll increase the speed of your ship or whatever it is. And that's what your martial classes do until you get in range, right?
I could work.
You have to finding a job for every type of class.
It's tough because, like in a regular combat situation, all the jobs are lined up for you, right? Like
Yeah.
casters, they get the sort of the most flexibility because they have all the different spells. Martial classes, their like primary objective is like positioning, and then when you're on a ship, it's where
Even-
positioning is sort of taken away, but it's one person doing the positioning.
So
and then-
those
yeah, it's tough.
the like magic cannons, right? We were just talking about that. Even that, you could have it to where you can either charge it with your own spell or you can buy charged balls that you load, right? That way your martial class can shoot.
Rather than buying 1,000 gold cannonball, you're putting in a 3rd level spell cannonball.
Yeah, exactly. Or if your spellcaster is your spelljammer, you can prepare cannonballs by having him spend spell slots during the day to magically charge the shots you're going to use, and that's how they propel themselves, kind of thing.
They'd have to expire though. Otherwise, you'd be like, we're just gonna sit and dock for a year, give
True,
ourselves
yeah.
$1 million.
But they couldn't. They'd have to expire slowly, like
Yeah.
over the course of a week or something like that.
Mhm.
But that could totally work. That could, and then your martial class would have something to do. Your
They could
caster class is
fire
gonna be
weapons
flying.
and just use their normal attack or something,
Yeah,
or whatever the cannon is.
it feels like there is a lot of things they could have done, and they did none of it. They left it maybe
Yeah, they-
intentionally open, but almost too open, too vague.
Yeah, that's because like it's Spelljammer. You know it's weird, and so
Yeah,
I think
I
of
want it
all
to
the
be
systems that
weird.
they made, this is the one that's their consumers are more open to them doing whatever they want to do with it.
Exactly.
Something
they
throw
chose
some
not
weird
to.
rules in there, and they didn't do anything.
They
It
didn't do
seems
anything.
weird that they were like, it's because when I was reading through it, I was like, oh, air pockets, cool. They've thought of that. Oh, gravity planes, that's a really cool idea. What are all the jobs on the ship? Oh, there are none. Okay.
Yeah, and like I read the gravity
they spent
plane
all this time on rules for like the air pockets and the gravity planes.
in
and
my
that's-
head.
That's it.
In my head, the gravity plane thing, where your gravity plane, if your ship's bigger, your gravity plane takes over theirs, right?
Mhm.
In my head, I think, oh, cool. If a smaller ship's gravity plane gets taken over, they could like come into the side real fast, flip over the top, and their guys could like jump down, and then the other ship flips out. But the move speed doesn't match. Like nothing in your head that you think is going to work works because of the way the move speed works in the combat, and
Yeah.
that kills everything. Can you imagine? It's not even worth fighting a bigger ship. You're like a little small ship that's faster. Okay, you can catch them, but you're gonna like slowly move into their gravity. Your gravity's going to switch to their gravity. Boom. And then what? And it's going to take you forever to fly away because the bigger ship's envelope is huge compared to
Yep.
yours. It's just nothing seems to like they didn't care at all. They said we need a book
it's
to
like
come out.
it's like they're like, we got some cool ideas. We'll throw them on paper, and then they didn't. Either they didn't try them out, or they're like, it's close
It'll
enough.
work.
People will
Close enough.
figure out what they want to do.
This is I don't want to harp on this for another like 20 minutes, but this is vastly disappointing.
I think we saw your disappointment from the beginning of this episode to the end.
I know.
You were excited about the ships, and you're like, oh,
I
this is
know.
good stuff. They're so different, so exciting.
I
Now
know,
listen
and
to ya.
I slowly died. I died on the inside. Every page, every time we turned a page to a new ship, I was like, oh, it has the same guns as the last one.
Like none of these have like laser cannons or anything, or like some sort of magically charged crystals that shoot out a beam, or
And then I
nothing.
felt like I was trying to justify. I was like, oh, this one can ram. Oh, but and then you were like, it takes half the damage though, and I was like, okay, yeah.
They have a
I
whole
guess.
book of all these cool spells. How hard is it to like have the spider ship shoot webs, slow them down?
Yeah, to slow him down.
Have the scorpion ship shoot some sort of electric poison spell or something.
The tail like shoots a beam or something. Anything. There's magic in this universe. Use it. Have these ships do something. They're just boats in space. Like I made that joke, but that's literally all it is. You could run a pirate campaign that's more interesting than this, because at least a pirate ship would have interesting things going on, and you could actually catch other ships, and it wouldn't take you 40 turns to do it. I'm losing my mind over how disappointing this is. Oh my god.
It's funny because you didn't read all of it until
I didn't. I like specifically chose not to read the ship so that I could do it on this episode, and I'm dying on the inside.
I got something to lift your spirits.
Okay, lift my spirits.
When you're in the astral sea, you can do some fishing.
We saw that. We talked
did
about it
Oh
last
see
time.
that.
man,
We talked about
nothing
that
like role playing fishing.
off my ship. Also,
Let me
how
tell you
long of
what,
a
let's
fishing
sit there
rod
and
would you
not
have
say
to
anything
have?
for 4 hours?
Also, you don't need to eat in the astral sea, but you can fish for food.
And then some of the fish like hurt you if you eat them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Someone poison you.
Are these fish floating around your ship and you can see them at all times? Or are they just in the astral sea? And if they're not in the air envelope of your ship, do you have a line that's 1,000 feet long that you can?
I don't think you
swing
have
out
an
into
in the astral
space?
sea. You don't have one, right? When you go to the astral sea, you don't get your air. It's only for wild space. Astral sea,
Yeah,
you can
maybe, yeah.
breathe there, and so things are sort of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
swimming around.
okay,
It's
yeah.
kind of like you're in the ocean.
Okay, yeah.
But why would you need to fish if you have like bows and
If you don't-
arrows and fireballs?
And you don't need to
Yeah,
eat.
fireball. Okay, we're fed for a month.
Fishing is
I
fun.
see a school of fish over there. Fireball. And then you just like meander over to it and net them all up, pre-cooked and everything. Oh man, that didn't raise my spirits at all. I'm still disappointed. Okay.
Don't worry. Well, it'll all be worked out by the time we get there, right, Michael?
Yeah, right.
Tim, do me a
Seems like
favor.
you guys are going to be level 4 for about a year and a half.
Yeah. Send me what you have. If you have any like written ideas about rule changes, try to send them to me so I can.
There's people are doing it already.
Oh, people are doing
There's
it
a lot
already.
of stuff out there. Yeah, I've already got
You know what?
one I found from there's this YouTube guy called Jordan who does D&D stuff who actually made one like a year ago trying to blend second edition, which is what I was kind of reading to get
Yeah.
intro into it, and it does a lot of stuff where like if your Spelljammer can like push yourself so many more hexes forward by spending a spell slot, but if he rolls a 1, then there's going to be a fumble which is going to break something, so you have to go repair it. And there's little stuff like that in there.
I think we could have interesting things to add though. I'll try to make something. I don't want to harp on this anymore. I'm kind of done. All of my motivation for this died. So if you guys have anything else to say it. If not, I think I'm done with this one.
I mean, that's it. We're gonna make it better than what we got. That's what we have to do to play it.
Yep. We have to change it
Which
to
is the
play
good
it.
thing about D&D is you
Yep.
can adjust the rules as you see fit.
So any last words everyone wants to get in?
I do
I
like the turtle ship. If I wish it were faster.
I will say that I went into this thinking that you, Michael, were going to be the one poo-pooing on everything, but here I am taking
He's
the
already
ultimate.
accepted it.
Yeah, I've already
Yeah,
accepted.
you're right.
I've
We
already accepted that
accepted
it's
it
poo poo.
beforehand. He took his poo-poo before he got on the podcast.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's. I was really looking forward to it. Maybe that's what shot me down.
maybe I
Because
too high expectations because I was
anytime
too.
I look for like a ship combat system, it's always either too complicated or too simple, and just I was like, "Ooh, this will be good." A 5th edition version for space, great.
And it
We
was
didn't
it was
get
a
it.
letdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch. There's a few episodes of Critical Role where they had some like ship combat and ship roles. I think that they did a better job than what's going on here. So
From what I've heard, there's a good Unearthed Arcana of Ghost of Saltmarsh, where they
Mhm.
had a ship combat system in there, but then they took it out whenever the book came out, which I
I'll have
guess
to
is a
look at
pretty
that.
good ship combat system. And also the rules for descent into Avernus or Avernus. That one has the war machines,
Yeah.
which that one I guess is also pretty good as far as like giving the crew something to do and having like the crit and fumble charts along with your ship to spice it up a bit.
Okay. Well, I'll have to look over those and see what's going on. Anyways, I'm done. So, bye, I guess.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Ugh.